Hello everyone, and welcome to a new episode here in my Minecraft Let's Play world. Today, I think I'm gonna take a break from doing some of the 1.21 stuff, and we're gonna deal with some of the village stuff here, the town, the city, whatever you want to call this. And I think step one here is moving these villagers off the street and into their new home, which is going to be a villager breeder of sorts. So let me figure out where exactly we're gonna do that. I think down here is generally pretty free of caves, so we can basically just dig down and do that, but I need to go down probably, I don't know, 50 blocks or so. I just want to make sure that there's no possibility of them joining any village up here before we get the breeder going. So let's start digging. So I have everything I need. It's basically just 4 beds, 4 carpets, 4 trapdoors. The glass is optional, but no, it looks nice. So we're gonna do that. So this right there, you can see the boat up there. That's where we want them to fall. Maybe what I'll do we'll see how much water there is down here. It's not great. So yeah, we'll build up, huh? Okay, whatever. So we'll replace all this floor and stuff later, but for right now, we need to do this. And you know, we'll make it a little more room in here. The goal is to make sure that the villagers, when I kick them out of the boat, have nowhere else that they can teleport to. Which is gonna mean getting rid of a bunch of this stuff and making sure it's... So it's basically... So now we can actually get this taken care of. So bed, 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 then... No, then carpet, carpet, carpet. I didn't want to set my spawn, but that's okay. Anyway, we'll put a fence post in here. You put it up against the beds. No, actually it goes up against those. Then they just hang out on that, and they can't get out, basically. They can sleep, which is what we need, but they can't ever leave. All right, so I think now, basically, we just need to drop the villagers down here. And then we should be able to stick them in there, and that's it, I think. So let's go up. And then if we just kind of drive the villagers forward, I think they should just fall down, I hope. It's possible that we need to make this hole bigger. I can't really drive them forwards. Let's get a lead and lead them forward to victory. Get out of my bank! All right, will this work? Eh? Not quite. Go down, please. You're really gonna make me dig this whole thing out, aren't you? That's... fine. Oh my God. At least one of them made it. Yeah, go in there. That's where you belong. Well. Let's get rid of this and, well, not much for it. We need 2 villagers and we only have 1, so I guess we're gonna go get another one. Somebody get in this boat. I don't care which one of you it is. Just one of you. One of you and only one of you. This is not anywhere near my boat. What are you doing? Wow, you're so frustrating. Okay, come along. Let's go. How is my lead already broken? Oh my God, let me go get all my scaffolding since you were such a pain in the butt. All right, let's try this again. Please go down the middle hole. In the boat. I guess we're doing this a truly awkward way, but you know, whatever. Ow. Why are you both in the boat? All right, so the sun's going down. They have both gotten into a bed. So in theory, if we go sleep now, they should wake up and be stuck on that fence. And I'm just gonna hit them both with the splash potion, make sure they're all healed up. And then the hard part's over. Then we can start thinking about decorating. And here we go. Nope. Alright, well, I think hopefully that healed everybody. So that is the villager breeder basically done. I mean, it's functional. We can give them carrots or potatoes or whatever. They'll get happy. They will poop out a baby, and then we can move the baby around. So I think now I want to decorate a little bit, and then eventually, this will probably have to happen over a period of time because it's going to be a big project, but eventually we are going to dig out like tunnels. So I think that way is nothing. Our house, I think, is that way. Basically, directly that way is the smithy, and then the bank, and then that way is the library. So the plan would be to build a tunnel, then a bubble column up with a piston door at the top so that we can send people wherever we want. And somewhere over there will also be a, like a train, let's call it a training station, right? Where you can give them their job. If you don't like it, you can keep recycling, etc., etc. So let me go gather some supplies, think about a better way of getting down here. I think this might be a great opportunity to use one of those honey vader things so that I can have a piston up top and then we can just pew down here with the honey. So let's try that out. That could be fun. So really to decorate, I need to pull this out a little bit more, but you can see we have some items. We're going for kind of a dark theme here. I want this to be a, let's call it a dungeon. You'll see what I mean as we move along here. We'll just, we'll keep it at that. All right, so here's my basic concept. Very dark room, obviously. Dark walls, dark floor, a little bit of a gradient. We will put in a ceiling here at some point. I'm not entirely sure what I want to do for the ceiling. I think I need to bring some of these up a little bit more so they have a little bit more room to breathe. But that gives you a general idea of what I'm going for. This really doesn't need to be open, actually. So why don't I just go ahead and close this off? I think this is the wrong block for that. So we do, you know, I'm not the best at gradients, but I'm doing my best here. So we just do this kind of a something here. There we go. So this is basically the room now set up and closed off for the lights. I'm gonna do something a little bit different. I've got some candles to help set the mood for them, but I think I kind of want to try and have those be on the wall. I don't know if I want them to be floating. Also some chains with some lanterns would be nice. I think that would help set the mood, and then, you know, just a couple of couple skulls here and there for no particular reason. Okay, so we've raised the walls up. I added a little bit of stone bricks just to break it up a little bit. Maybe that's too light for what I'm trying to do. I think I definitely need to break some of this up with a little bit more darkness now. Okay, I haven't really messed with this before, but I think Skulk would be a fun ceiling, but Skulk means I need things to die nearby, and I haven't really messed with Skulk too much. I mean, things die here, right? So they're dying right there. So I think if I just, like, build out a weird little island from there. Okay, so we have this platform. It's lit up so that things don't spawn on it, and I don't know. How do you fly out of water? This is a thing you can do, right? So I'm currently up top. I can see the Skulk catalyst flashing, but it's not doing anything. So I think I'm doing something wrong. I saw that. It's doing that. Is that good? Maybe that's better now. Once again, you can see it pinging, but nothing is happening. We're gonna try something new here and just plonk it down and let some mobs spawn. I think if I kill them, you know, then they're supposed to drop experience, so that should almost certainly trigger that thing. There we go. Progress is very slow here. I keep having to move away to get them to spawn, then you come back to kill them. Then if it's a skeleton, they just run away from you. But we are getting somewhere. We've got almost a stack, and I think once I get to a stack, that will be enough. Oh, this is not going to be enough, is it? I don't like that. Okay, well, we need to get more Skulk. But I think we have a pretty good idea of the look. Oh, yeah, that's cool. All right, well, let me go get some more Skulk then. So the creeper just blew up my catalyst. I only got 5 Skulk. This isn't Fire Emblem. Skulk. I only got 5 Skulk out of it, so I don't think I can fill in much more of the ceiling here, but I will do my best. So we can now do there. 3, 4, 5, and that's it. Until I go back to the deep dark. I can't even make any more Skulk. So I guess I have to figure out where the heck that was again. Since I had to go back out anyway, I figured I might as well grab the Skulk that I needed out in the deep dark. And I got a spare catalyst this time. So if that happens again, I'm covered. So this is now a much darker representation of what's going on here. I'm gonna fill in at least most of that area up there because I don't think I'm really gonna need to come down there. I might leave it open just in case one of these bozos dies. And then over here, I think this is probably where I wanna put the actual way up and down. So let me tidy out my inventory a little bit here. And then go cover some things up. I think for the last little bit here, we'll go fix up the lights. Since this is only 1 block wide, I can't really elytra down, can I? Oh, I guess I can. We'll just simplify that for now. So I don't want to do torches, but I do want to do some chains and lanterns, which I think I have. I do have a couple of lanterns and I have some candles. So candles we can do sort of like this. You can light those. That'll provide a little bit of light. Then we can knock this out. Then maybe that one out. And then let's go stick some stuff up on the ceiling here. Down here kind of light. Yeah, I don't know about that. I feel like this is too much light now. So we'll see about how I feel about this light level, but this is kind of the vibe I'm going for. Ooh, can we hang these off of chains? Hold on. That might make more sense. That'll do. Cool, cool. We can at least leave one on the floor, and I think I had this skeleton head that I must have picked up somewhere else. Let's stick that one way up tippity top here. All right, this is a pretty good vibe. Or at least it's what I wanted for the vibe. I don't know if it's what the villagers want, but that's what they're getting. So the next up is to figure out some kind of piston door to open this up and to line this with honey and water so that we can make the honey vader concept and see, I have to see how that interacts with the pistons first. And then at some point we'll put like a door and probably some stairs here, I think. Do this kind of a thing so that we can get in and out. Just bring that down one more. So then we could just stick a door here and not have to deal with this so much. And that should be pretty good. Eventually I'm gonna figure out some sort of automated food delivery system. I just kind of want it probably using mine carts, since you can have the mine carts just kind of destroy it and drop everything all at once. Maybe do it so that a minecart always has exactly the right amount of food for one baby to pop out, and then have it rain the food down on the bed here so they can pick it up and use that. Yeah, a couple more mechanics to figure out. Okay, so I think I have a pretty cool idea here. I need to refine a few things, and I'm not sure how well the Honey Vader idea is going to work for this, but whoops. If you hit the button, it opens, lets you drop down, stays open. Hit the button again, closes up. You never see it. It's pretty cool. So you just drop down and then you can ride the honey down safely. There would presumably be water at the bottom. Then over here, because honey isn't quite a full block or it's transparent or whatever, you can put soul sand and water and ride it up. The problem is that you stop 1 block short of the top, which isn't helpful for what we're doing. But the redstone is pretty simple. It's just a copper bulb, comparator going directly to that piston, comparator with a 2-tick repeater set here so that this one always activates first. Since that block is over there, it doesn't matter that it's activated. But the second this pushes over, it'll push up. Now, because we need this block to come down first, hit that again. It pulls down, then, you know, a split second later, that pulls it over. Very, very simple. Quite compact now. Especially the fact that I can do it with a button instead of a lever is very nice. We can just throw some buttons around and make it look like rocks. But I need to figure out what to do about this. I think maybe if we pulled away another one of these, we could have like a step up at the top. That might be a bit much, because if I do that, yeah, then the water comes out, and that isn't going to wreck the redstone in this particular case, but it's a little yucky. So I took this idea and I thought I would extend it upwards to try and see what we can do. We run into the same thing here. Obviously, we get up here and we're stuck, and we can't really pull any of these things out without letting the water out. It's a bit of a trick. So I thought I'd try something over here, which is just spamming wind charges. Which kind of works. But I think the problem that you run into is the timing. And I think that you could make something cool work with this. The problem is, I think for the timing, what you would need to do... I don't know if you guys are familiar with any of the Metroid games, but it would need to be kind of like a bomb jump timing, I think. Where's my wind charges? Wind charges. So if we take these and we throw them in here, you know what, whatever, close enough. The way this would work is something like this. Nope, it would be like boom, 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 boom. So if we got like that kind of timing, the reason that you do that is so that basically you can go up, and then at the peak of your jump it hits you, peak of that jump it hits you, peak of that jump it hits you, and so on and so forth. But you really need to nail that timing. And if you can get that with just the right amount here, you could probably make a pretty cool elevator that literally is just a dispenser and like a switch running under it, right? No redstone anywhere along here. No nothing. So it would be probably the most compact elevator that you could make. So that's pretty cool. I don't know if I am smart enough with redstone to make that happen, but you know, it's an idea we can mess with. The other thing to do would be to just take this honeyvator idea, and then when you get to the top, have it so that there's a delay on that circuit and it shoots a thing, or maybe there's just a button here. Maybe we like hide a button there. Good, so that doesn't trigger anything there, but maybe that button can trigger like a sticky piston, and that sticky piston makes like a wall, sends a signal down here, and that signal activates this. Well, I have a solution that functions, but you might be starting to see the problem with this solution. Wind charges activate redstone, which means sometimes it just closes this door. And the other problem is just that dispensers are not very accurate. So come up here, you hit this button. Sometimes it just hits halfway down the wall. So I think that throws my my bomb jump elevator idea out the window too, because this probably just hits halfway up sometimes. Yeah, you can see that's what the problem is there. If we ever get a world where dispensers have no randomness, then this might work. In the meantime, I think I don't think this idea or the bomb jump elevator idea is gonna work. That's a bummer. I mean, we can put this in and then just rocket our way out. It's not my favorite. It wastes rockets. but it's functional. Maybe I'll just do that until I figure out something better. Okay, the work is done. So this button now closes that, and I think if we just scatter a bunch of random buttons around here and there to look kind of like rocks and you know, just various debris, it won't be quite so obvious. We can just kind of do that. But this button right here opened up the secret door to the dungeon. Oh, I should make that stone. But now it goes all the way down. I replaced this with a trap, not a trap door, a slab, so that we can just walk off, which I think is a little bit nicer. And then if you do it just right, one rocket should be enough to just barely get you out, but you know, close enough. So that's the basic part of the villager breeding dungeon done. Now we can just we can work on actually setting up the lines to transport them where they need to go, and we'll probably do similar doorways for those, but with redstone lines down there so that we can rotate the rails around, and then we can also open up similar secret doors inside each of these areas. So, you know, we send them up, and let's say they pop up, I don't know, here, just as an example. And then they're just in here, they can't get out. We are good to go. Same thing over there. Same thing with the future mason, etc., etc. I'm feeling pretty good about that. This button, right? Yeah, now I have to remember which button it is. So the last thing we need to do for now, at least, is have a way to get villagers out of here. And I'm thinking for now, we'll just lead them kind of over here, right? So we'll clear this out a little bit, and then this can go down. This will be sort of the holding area while we wait for them to grow up, while we wait for them to figure out what they're doing, etc. And for that, I think I'm actually just gonna bring this down a little bit more than it was. And then we can use maybe a water stream to just bring them over here into a holding area, and then they'll just kind of live here for a little bit until they grow up and we figure out what we want to do with them. And yeah, that should be pretty okay, I think. Okay, so something like this. They come down here, plop down all the way down into that water stream, and that will send them all the way over to here. So obviously I need to decorate this a little bit more, and we need to install a rail line under there that is going to allow them to be picked up for future transportation. But this is going to be sort of the holding area, and then we can send them off to wherever we want to send them for their job training. And then from there, we can send them off to wherever they need to go. So this is a good start. I just need to get some glass and maybe some decorating materials, because this is pretty ugly right now, and it's not really in keeping with our dungeon theme. So I think I need to get some darker materials for that. So this is definitely more the vibe, and I added in some black stone to get it even a little darker down here, although I don't think it quite meshes quite as well as the deep slate and tough have the same sort of colors. This is a bit more reddish than greenish, but for now we're gonna leave it. So the villagers will come in here and they will be stuck there. We just need to build a rail to get them out. But you know, I think the rest of this is gonna be a future project, because we have actually made a ton of progress today. Yes! See, I told you you can get it out in one go. So that is gonna be it for this episode. I do hope that you enjoyed it. And next time we'll do a little bit more with this breeding dungeon project as the sun sets behind me here. And maybe we'll get this this mason somewhere nice. So, if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Check me out on Twitch at twitch.tv/nudos, and I will see you in the next one. Can I hit this button in this? Where's the button? Nope.